Hey everyone, this is Todd Lovell from the Vine of Northwest Arkansas. So I am sure that all of you are aware that it is an election year. And it's hard to ignore that with everything that we're seeing on social media and on the news. And this is a very scary time for our nation. It's a very dangerous time, but maybe not for the reasons that many of us think. I think we're beginning to see the effects of what happens when we are all quarantined in our houses and we begin spending way too much time browsing the internet. Our ability to have productive conversations and fruitful discussions is practically non-existent. And if you need any more proof of that, I want you to simply watch the highlights from this week's presidential debate. Now, as a pastor, I believe that it is not my responsibility to tell you how to cast your ballot. But I do think it is my responsibility to tell you how to protect your heart. You see, I'm one of those people who are just crazy enough to think that the future of our nation is not decided by the outcome of an election, but it is rather by how we treat each other throughout the election season. It does not matter the results of an election if we rip apart the very fabric of our nation in the process. I think at times like this, it's helpful to remember that we are not the first people to struggle with the temptation to demonize people who vote differently than us. During difficult times like this, I often remember the advice that John Wesley gave to the early Methodists back in the 1700s in England. He told them three things. First, to vote for the person that they think is most fitting, regardless of how they might personally benefit from that person's election. Second, to speak no ill of the person running on the opposite side. And third, and I think most important, to take great care not to sharpen your soul against the people who vote differently than you. You see, regardless of who wins the upcoming election, we will all lose if we have destroyed our relationships with each other in the process. So I want to encourage you to take great care that you are not sharpening your soul against people who vote differently than you. I want to encourage you to cast your ballot with careful prayer. Do your own research to find out who you genuinely think is the most qualified for the position and vote with your conscience. Refuse to be swayed by the promise of social or political gain. Cast your ballot with confidence, but do so without throwing stones at one another. We are brothers and sisters, not only of this great nation, but of Almighty God. And I challenge you to remember that and to act accordingly. God bless you all. Take great care to guard your hearts during this strange time. And I'll see you in the next video.